Welcome. Hello. Welcome to the Eric Zane Show podcast. Daily show where I discuss news, nonsense, and my personal adventures each and every day of the work week, Monday through Friday. Reach out to me via email. That's fun. Eric at ericzaneshow.com on the Shoreliners Striping inbox. Look at me. There's a random dog leash next to me. EZ, why is this softball here? Boy, that's a ratty looking softball too. I think this is rolled through some oil. This is my salvation. I have been struggling for now 3 weeks with something in my back, in my shoulder, in my neck. I haven't really been entirely sure where the pain is originating. When I would bring my head back, it would hurt my shoulders. When I put my head forward, it hurt my back. And I at my wit's end, made one appointment, canceled it, thought it was getting better. It wasn't. Made another appointment. It was slated for tomorrow. I canceled it again. You're like, EZ, why did you cancel it? Relax. I got this figured out because of this ball. Dr. Jim, who is in South Carolina, said, EZ, it sounds like you have a shoulder impingement. And who knows if he's right. But a couple days ago, I got an idea of where the pain was actually originating from. And I put this, Diana was talking about yesterday, has this device that massages your shoulders, and you can really dig deep on the massage with this thing. It's hard to explain why it works the way it does, but it does. And when I actually manipulated it and put it onto like this area of my back, I was like, oh my God. And I could just sense that was like the epicenter of the inflammation. Like that was the spot. And boy, did it hurt. I mean, I saw like white flashes in front of my face, and there's pins and needles shooting down my arm. And it was like, there's something going on there. And I described it yesterday like I was stomping on a box of Ritz crackers because it actually made noises. And you could feel like things moving that, are all like balled up and wadded and connective tissue disease and just shit. And I'm like, oh my God. So then I got to thinking, and I go, I wonder. Actually, no, I was at Bosco's yesterday, and Doug said to me, he goes, hey, because he has shoulder issues and he rolls them out with a ball. And I've talked about the rolling different body parts out back in the day when I was doing triathlon and shit, rolling out my legs. But he goes, yeah, you just lean against the wall with this between your body and the wall and just go for it. So I'm doing it last night, and I'm like, oh my God, that's it, but even more intense. And this is the type of pain that it's good for you. Like it hurts so good. And then as I'm rolling it out, I can just feel like the sensations of discomfort leaving. Like it hurt like fuck. And I'm like, oh my God, Chris says a lacrosse ball. That's what we were using, a lacrosse ball. And boy, did it hit it. Oh my God. I almost fell over. I felt like I was going to pass out. It was so painful. So that immediately changed things. And then I came home. I did it again. I got this softball, which works equally as well. And I just started going to town on it today. And I think I have finally had the breakthrough that I need. Now, I will say this. It's almost like a medieval set of torture. It's like medieval torture is what it seems like. It almost seems like this is something that a doctor would never attempt. But I will bet you $1 billion that if I went to a doctor and explained this, there wouldn't be one person that would suggest that I do this. Why? I don't know. They would require 3 hospital visits, doctor's visits, and then I got to go to a physical therapist and for 6 months. So the fact that this worked, and then after I did that, I went ahead and got a 25-pound dumbbell and was doing some rows. And I could feel all of this just immediately get fatigued quickly and just loosening up. I was so happy. My God. And then popped a couple of Tylenol, get through the rest of the day. Kenny writes, "Ooh, baby, make it hurt so good." That flew out of you too naturally. Something tells me that's one of your go-to things you say when you're getting amorous or eating. Chris says PT would recommend it. At least mine did the lacrosse ball, though. Wow. Okay, that's good. So this is huge for me because I was really, really fucking freaking out. And the thing is, I knew this. And it never occurred to me to do that. Huh. Anyway. Kenny says, no, it was because of Maureen's comment, LOL. I didn't see what she said. She writes, that's what John Mellencamp was talking about with Hurt So Good. Yeah, without a doubt. Without a doubt. Florida Man says, oh, God, not song lyrics in the chat. Yeah, what the fuck is wrong with you? You don't want to be like that rotted mouth scumbag Adam. One of that whole clique of fucking desperate welfare seekers. Jesus Christ. No song lyrics in the chat. It's stupid. God damn. Chris says, my Cairo recommended the lacrosse ball. Well, that's good to know. Well, it's working good for me. We have a Big Fraud Thursday coming up. Ben Glaze, EZ, a little bit after 6 p.m. Big Fraud time or Eastern time is when we will get started. Ben and I are busy reviewing audio for another edition of Who Are These Free Beers so that I can publish it, and then the usual suspects will say that they're living in my head rent-free. And it's like, are you fucking crazy? We are in search of a segment that they did, the 5 best ways to organize your closet. I don't know if that's a real segment, but it was floated. The idea was floated that there was a segment called the 5 best ways to organize your closet. If anyone, and you are encouraged to listen to our favorite morning show, is able to pinpoint when exactly the 5 tips to organize your closet, we would love to feature that on Who Are These Free Beers. That is where we review current episodes of our beloved show, and we discuss it. We talk about the silliness and goof on it and have a great time. From what I'm hearing, Free Beer and Hot Wings do listen every day that we put this out, and they love it. They fully endorse the show and support it. I can't even say that with a straight face. I don't even know if they even know about it. Probably not. They're too damn busy. And after that, the Ben and Eric Patreon podcast. So that should be fun. Thank you to everybody who is here right now enjoying the live stream. Aram says, if the ball doesn't work, what worked for me on my most recent impingement a couple weeks ago was to do physical labor, like carrying lumber and random movements. It unwound or whatever on its own. I could see that. And it just so happens that I've got some work that I have to do very, very soon. That involves stuff like that. I got to put a new roof on the outhouse up north. Oh, my God. I take it back. I did something like this once. I put a roof on the shed up north, but I got to tear off the old roof, replace the wood, and put a new roof on. And I don't know why I'm even worried about it. I have abilities. I can do this shit. Not that it takes a whole lot of work to be able to throw a roof on something simple like an outhouse. Cole says maybe that fat bitch should send them a link and tag everyone. Yeah, that was terrible. What an idiot. Totally wrecked the weekend for my new pal, Kelly Cheese. After we had a nice conversation, I think she's looking to me for support now. Who knew that I would have such an ally with crispy R's? Maureen says, but can you do that? Replace the roof on the outhouse without injuring yourself? That's the question. Okay, I'll be totally honest with you. When I put the roof on the shed, no injuries whatsoever. However, I was putting some replacement shingles on the roof that is above the old trailer up north at Fear Bunker North. This is worth telling again. God damn it. Put the shingle up there, have the roofing nail. You know, a lot of people have like the nail gun, the air pressure nail gun. Not me. I'm just on a ladder pounding nails. And pound, thump. And I hit my, I think it was my left thumb. No, it was one of these fingers. And it was pound, and then immediately I looked at it, and it looked somewhat flat. Like I hit the shit out of it and changed the shape of the fucking finger. And right away, around the edges of the nail, I could see that I had broken the skin because it started to bleed. Like, I hit the nail, my fingernail, with the hammerhead, and the edges around the nail dug into the skin meat. And so I look at it. Now, I remember as I got down from the ladder and walked into the camper, I felt like I had to throw up. I think I was starting to vagal, but I didn't. But from Diana's perspective, she heard me, and this is what she heard. So I'm up on top of the ladder doing that, and I hear, Eric? Are you okay? So I'm not communicating in any spoken language. She goes, okay, come on down. Slowly. Okay. Oh, my God. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh. So, boy, was that a fucking stinker. Ooh. I was close to starting to drink then. This is just a few summers ago. I wanted to drink so bad. Just to drink away the pain. I don't know what the fuck ultimately happened to it. I don't know if I completely actually broke it. It doesn't seem to have suffered any permanent damage, but, oh, God. I will never forget that. So when I go up there, Diana's like freaking out because if I ever go up there alone, she's afraid that I'm going to hurt myself. So if it's going to happen, it's going to happen this weekend. So this might be the last of my shows. And then you have 1,287 or 88 of them to go back on forever and ever. Start over at the beginning. Jimmy says, the way I sounded there, I suddenly became Joe Biden. Maybe. All right. For those enjoying the show on Facebook, X, and YouTube, thank you for being here. Sorry, because I know you wanted some type of drama and shit like that from the previous days that every Tom, Dick, and Harry tried to drag me into, but I'm not falling for your bullshit, and I don't want anything to do with it. So if you're here for that, I don't really have anything for you. You maybe check back another time, but maybe just sit back and enjoy the rest of the show. It is available on Twitch. Go to twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live or download the Twitch app and search Eric Zane Live, and you can check it out. The audio podcast is available wherever you download shows. And, of course, my Patreon. Available for free for 7 days. patreon.com/Eric Zane. Patreon.com/Eric Zane. Sign up for 7 days free. You do have to put in a payment form. The way this works is you do that. Now you've got the 7 days. And then, surprise, cancel it right after. I've been seeing a slew of those lately because everybody who's familiar with my old show wants in on all of the drama, and they think that I say more on my Patreon. So they sign up on the Patreon. I see it. It says, you just added so-and-so. And then right after it says so-and-so just canceled. So I'm like, see, that's what they're doing. And that's totally cool. I don't mind that at all. I want you to do that. Once you cancel, you still get the 7 days. So it's foolproof. I don't want to try to trick you because you've forgotten to cancel into paying me $5 or $10 a month. I'd rather you just sign up and keep it for the merits. So after you cancel, if you like the 7 days and you want more, just sign up again. It's that simple. Patreon.com/Eric Zane. Enjoy the rest of your day. Facebook, X, and YouTube. Facebook and Twitch. Brought to you by Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid and EV. X, brought to you by Blue Frost IT. Follow me on those platforms, along with YouTube and Instagram. They're simple to find. They might even be on my website. Whatever. Like anybody cares. Jerry writes, this song is not on Sticky Fingers. You know, don't you listen to me. Hang on a second. This is JC from Q100.
You've reached JC.
Hold on a second. I got to put out this fire. I did not say that it was, period. I said it was on Let It Bleed, and it segued nice into your question, period. Clean out your ears. I better not say that. So on the radio today, JC does this thing where he says, all right, on this date in history, the Rolling Stones came out with Sticky Fingers. So I'm going to read that. It just so happens that another Rolling Stones song was scheduled. I played it. It was off of Let It Bleed, which was an album that came out 2 years before Sticky Fingers. I go on the air and say, that's Midnight Rambler off of the Rolling Stones' Let It Bleed, out in 1969, which segues nicely into JC's Big Sandy Superstore question of the day. In 1971, on this day, Sticky Fingers came out, and then I was off doing my thing. Dumbass writes to me, This song is not on Sticky Fingers. I know. Amateurs. Yesterday over at Bosco's Pub, it was weird because I went in there and it was Doug and I. And Doug was, I could just sense the energy that if there was one false move, he was going to beat my face in. So there's a couple of interactions that had my hair standing up on end. And I'm like, I'm about to get killed. I am going to get killed tonight. There was one moment when he had some ingredients to make a particular sauce, and he was done with the ingredients. And this was the ridiculousness of this head bite. My head was completely bitten off because I go, hey, you want me to put those away for you? Let's just hold on. Let's just hold on, you hyper idiot. I go, okay. All right. So, I just put my head down and try not to react because I'm so goddamn important that if I decide to take that personally and leave, the whole place is going to go up in flames. If they lose me, it's all out the window. And that's like that for anything. Anything that I'm involved in, it always makes it so much better. Okay? So let's say if I get hired as a garbage man, that garbage man company instantly becomes pedigree. The value of it goes up so many times. I cannot let the incorrigible behavior of the others that work at the garbage company distract me. There's a lot of pressure on me at all times because when I arrive, so much greatness is achieved. Linda says, how do they manage on the nights you're not there? Well, it's a goddamn nightmare. So after he bites my head off, and a couple other things go down, I just keep my head down and don't say a word, and I'm just playing dumb. I'm like a silly puppy that doesn't has no care in the world, and I'm making my French fries and I'm putting salt on them, and all of a sudden, he says, "So aren't you going to ask me how my weekend was?" And I go, "Oh, how was your weekend, big fella?" And he then starts explaining to me like things that probably have something to do with this mood, which I'm not going to go into detail on. I'm just, so then I'm into listener mode. And this is how you deal with this. When a person is having a rough time, you just go, what? Oh my God. Really? Oh, Jesus. Well, I would too. I can understand where you're coming from. No kidding. Is that a fact? Yeah. What? Oh, fucking bullshit. And now, that's all you need to do. Because now, whatever is on, could be anybody, was on their mind is now been therapized, as I like to say. You have this therapy happening. Okay? And then, the physical action of getting it out of your brain, it leaves your mouth, and then all of a sudden, boom, we're in business. No problem. It's all fixed. Then everything back to normal. I offered a couple bits of advice that you might hear like a coach say. So I'm like, yeah, well, one day at a time. And Rome wasn't built in a day. And, well, you got to have a memory of a goldfish and flush that down. There's something bad that happens. You got to have a short memory on the good things and the bad things. You can't dwell on the future. It'll make you scared, and you can't dwell on the past. It'll make you sad. That's another good one. You learn all these things when you're in AA. One foot in front of the other. And then the next thing you know, the blues are gone. That was me. So add unbelievable burger maker, burger assembler, fry maker, and restaurant therapist. I fucking fixed that shit. All right, we're in business. I'll be there again tonight. Okay? Typically, Jason shows up there, and his skinny buddy, I forgot his skinny buddy, and Jason's girlfriend. I'm hoping to see them. I was trying to get you on the podcast to yell at you. Fucking JC. Goddamn dumbass. Speaking of amateurs, none of these people are as good as I am. I take it back. If they heard that I said that, they would beat my ass. I am so low man on the totem pole there. And whenever I get out of line or I did something wrong, somebody has to have a talk with me, and I'm like, oh, okay. Yep, I am so sorry about that. I'm just trying to make it through. This is month number 2 of my time on Q100. And I want to see how far this can take me by just showing up every day, trying to do as good a job as I can, trying not to piss too many people off. I had a guy request to me a song that it was such a stinker. It was like an AM gold song that you hear on like AM radio by Three Dog Night called An Old-Fashioned Love Song. It's just an old-fashioned love song. And I'm like, dude, come on. Now, the station is built on requests like this, but I was like, why do we have to go so far off the reservation on your requests? You don't have to be, let's keep it fucking like an up-tempo rock song. Do we have to go with an old-fashioned love song by Three Dog Night? And I'm like, oh. So I texted the guy back. I go, hey, that's not really a toe tapper. Got maybe another song you want to hear? And he responds with, 5 years ago, it would have been played. And I'm like, oh. I'm like, all right, I'll fucking play it. I'll play it. So I played that thing, and I was like, I just turned them. I had my headphones. I took my headphones off. I was like, I don't want. If it's not Jeremiah was a bullfrog, was a good friend of mine, I'm not interested. Anyway, where was I? Sarah says my request was good. I did not play that. What was it? I forgot. It was one of those chicks who rocks, right? Florida Man 814 says that I likely would have responded with 5 years ago, I would have told you to eat shit. Kenny writes, turned it down. I do that most of the time. So Kenny listens to the station, and I'm guessing most of the music he's not into. But I saw that Kenny He participated on JC's fucking Friday free-for-all page. What was it again? Yeah, so JC talked about the album cover of the Rolling Stones' 1971 Sticky Fingers. So everybody else is offering album covers. He really likes that album. And, of course, our old pal Kenny checked in. Let's see what he had to say. He writes, I just made this collage because of this post, LOL. This logo would be more popular in my opinion, but it might just be because of my age. This is what I grew up with. Of course, this is what I grew up with, is a number one. Oh, no, it isn't. This is what I grew up with. And still their best 3 albums, in my humble opinion. If I could cram them all into one extra long album, it'd be the sweet image I found on the bottom right. So I think he took Ride the Lightning, Master of Puppets, and Justice for All, and made it into one album. So Ride the Puppets for All. Here's the Scales of Justice lady at the bottom. Cemetery setting, crosses, electric chair, lightning. What do you mean you made the collage? Are you telling me that you took those 3 to make the one? Or is that someone else and you just screenshotted all 4 of them? I need clarification. Did you really make the Ride the Puppets for All album artwork by blending those through Photoshop? If you did, that's fantastic. But I'm 99.999% sure you do not have that ability. That's what I thought. Kenny tried to convince everybody in the audience that he made the Ride the Puppets for All. Now we get the truth. I didn't make the bottom right one, but I found it and thought it was great. It was great. It's great that you fucking screenshotted it. All right. I just made this collage because of this post. That's what you said. All right. I just made this collage because of this post. Because of that line there, that makes anyone reading this assume that you took all 3 of these and put them there, and then you combined them to make this. Let me fix this for you. I stole this off the internet, and I'm trying to make you think I made this. The one in the lower right is a combination of the other 3. Signed, Kenny in Nashville. He says, no, look up the definition of collage, fucknut. All right. I'm just telling you, anybody who read that would think, and you didn't make the collage. The whole thing was made. You just screenshotted it, dick. You didn't take Ride the Lightning and put it upper left next to Master of Puppets, above and Justice for All, and then you went and grabbed the collage that was made, or the composite that was made of the 3. An absolute liar. Okay, lie number 2 this week. First lie, I am not a double agent for Zaniacs United. Lie number 2, I made the collage. All right, I'm just teasing you. I'm just trying to find something to make fun of you about. You know how it is. All right. I talked a little bit about this yesterday, and this is fucking ugly. 65-year-old grandma driving around somewhere in Detroit, and she's completely drunk. There's a birthday party going on, and she races at 65 miles an hour into the building that has the birthday party. And it's all it is kids. And it was like, you know how like the pins look when you bowl a strike? I mean, like when you really rip it, when you really rip the ball and it curves right into the pocket and the pins just go in a million directions. That's what went on inside of there. All right. And 2 kids that are brother and sister died with like a dozen or more injured, some of them critically. So this lady is fucked. Here's the latest on that.
We begin tonight with that tragedy in Berlin Township.
Stand by. I didn't have my volume up on my mixer. That's not good. Back up.
We begin tonight with that tragedy in Berlin Township, where 2 children were killed on Saturday when a suspected drunk driver crashed into a boat club during a birthday party. Thank you so much for joining us for 7 News Detroit at 6. I'm Mike Duffy. Charges for the 66-year-old Monroe County driver could happen as soon as tomorrow. Tonight, we've learned that 8-year-old Alana Phillips and her little brother, 5-year-old Zane Phillips, were the 2 siblings who tragically lost their lives. Their mother and older brother are among those who were injured. Tonight, 7 News Detroit reporter Kimberly Craig has more on what we're learning about the woman who was behind the wheel.
The 66-year-old woman who drove her vehicle into the boat club during that children's birthday party remains locked up here at the Monroe County Jail as detectives piece together where she was earlier that day.
It's horrific. We just can't figure out how she could fly down this skinny road, make it by all the cars, and actually through 2 poles and still manage to go through the wall.
It's believed the 66-year-old driver of this speeding SUV did strike this other vehicle as she sped by a neighbor's surveillance cameras less than 200 feet away from the Swan Boat Club, where she crashed through the wall and into a children's birthday party. Nearly a dozen people sent to area hospitals, including the mother and a brother of the 2 children tragically killed. 8-year-old Alana Phillips and her 4-year-old brother Zane, both seen in this GoFundMe page set up by a relative.
Wow.
People who live across southeast Michigan coming to the scene that has become a memorial for the children killed in the crash at the boat club.
It just touched our hearts, so we wanted to come.
They should take this sick bitch and make her watch the death of her own family.
Drop off a stuffed animal and say a prayer for the families.
Investigators came here because a suspected drunk driver had been here hours before the crash. The tavern reopened Sunday, and when we stopped in on Monday, they directed us to an attorney who said the suspect was here between 11 a.m. Saturday and noon.
Oh, they're sued.
At least 3 hours before the deadly crash. He said her bill was reportedly just over $7 for a glass of wine and some chili. In a statement, management for the tavern said in part, "We are saddened beyond words by the news of this horrible tragedy, and we ask for patience during the investigation and that the justice system be allowed to work to uncover the actual facts surrounding the accident." So the question is where the suspected drunk driver may have consumed a high amount of alcohol before
She might have just had a bunch at home.
the crash. She lives just a few doors away from the boat club she once helped lead. As for the driving record for the 66-year-old woman, according to the Secretary of State, there are no violations listed. It does note her arrest by Monroe County Sheriff deputies on Saturday.
It's horrifying, the poor children.
The suspected drunk driver is expected to appear in court on Tuesday. In Monroe County, Kimberly Craig, 7 News, Detroit.
God damn. Ugh. I don't even know where to begin on that. I mean, Jesus Christ. Everybody wants justice. Everybody wants a pound of flesh on something like that. Sarah writes, whoa. Her husband, Brad, had family there. Brad's cousin's daughter was unharmed. But her grandmother is still hospitalized with a broken pelvis. What? Mason Blues says the reporter's voice is killing me. Maureen says, why is the damn drunk driver never injured in these situations? Yeah, I don't know. And I'm anxious to hear what the hell the drunk driver, well, not that we'd ever get the truth. It's just, I'm trying to piece this together in my brain. But a lot of times when people are shit-faced drunk, they don't remember anything. They're like blacked out. But just ridiculous. And I hope that GoFundMe, I hope this is one of those ones that's like $50 million, There's been a lot of attention on this story. One of you said that the woman's name was released. So what's going to happen now is the world is going to lash out at the family of the drunk bitch. And so if I'm all right, let's say Diana gets hammered today and she does the same exact thing. And there's dead kids everywhere. Hold on. I'll call you in a second. If that happens and people start calling me and start to go after me, I'm going to say, hey, I'm with you. I'm on your side. If I see her again, I'm going to strangle her myself, and then we can rip her head off and put it on a pike and walk through the street. If Diana gets hammered and drives through a boat club and kills young children and injures everybody else, the marriage is over. You know that vow in sickness and in health? Well, good times and bad. Well, this trumps all of that. Nowhere in that vow does it say, in the worst times ever. I'm going to turn on you. Okay? I'm going to offer you up. If I find out where you are, I'm going to advise the community to get their pitchforks and kick your ass. Fuck that shit. If any family member of mine gets popped for something like that, the best thing that's going to happen to them is going to be from the law. Fuck that shit. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm bringing in JC, who is the owner of Q100.
Cornerstone Broadcasting.
Yeah, this is Eric Zane on the Eric Zane Show podcast. Is this JC?
This is JC. Eric, who, I'm sorry, I didn't catch that last name. What?
Zane, Z-A-N-E. I work mornings on Q100.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Oh, all right. I'll take your word for it.
So I was bitching to the audience that you didn't listen to me when I said on the air that Midnight Rambler was off Let It Bleed. Mm-hmm. And then sure enough, you send me a surly text saying, that's not on Sticky Fingers.
Yeah.
Well,
your point is what?
My point is it's fucking bullshit. You got to tell me you're sorry. You still there? Hello? What the fuck you do? Hello? JC? Did you hang up on me?
Yes.
I think you hung up on me.
I did not hang up on you.
Well, I was talking to you and you suddenly did. It must be that Grayling phone wiring or something like that.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what it is.
Okay. Well, anyway, let's see.
There is no apologies. I heard that portion of it. And there's only one person I apologize to, and she's my wife and my boss.
Well, all right. I'll give you that.
Okay, thank you.
You are 1 month and 5 days into the Eric Zane Show Odyssey.
Odyssey is a good word to put it.
How would you describe this process so far, and what are your thoughts now?
Frightening. I guess if I had to use one word, it's frightening.
So, do you think now you're kind of getting a little bit more of a semblance of who I am now that every day we have to interact in some way?
I wasn't worried about that part of it, but your butchering of all the live reads is surprising. That's that we could clean that up. That would be good.
I'm trying. I swear to God, I'm trying.
I know there's a lot to say and not a lot of time to say it. So, we'll give you that. But, let's face facts, Eric. You're a professional, so purported to be professional for many, many decades. And you're not even living up to a guy who, was never on radio except for to do football games. And he had no training. So.
JC, you'll be spending part of the weekend in beautiful Kalkaska, Michigan, as part of the 87th annual National Trout Festival.
Yeah.
Excited. Have you been to it before?
I have. Yes, we have.
I think it's supposed to be a pretty big blowout. I'm excited about it.
It is a big deal. What are they? 87 years and something like that. A very long time it's been going on.
What do you think happened in the first one?
I think they had an outstanding run of fish.
Yeah, I don't. It couldn't have been that big. The first one.
I can't imagine how you come up with the first. These are. I would assume them back in the day. Okay, this is radio was happening then, right? Radio started.
Of course it was.
The 20s, yeah. So, but I'm sure a few fishermen got together and, encompassing with the DNR, because it's the opening of trout season. And they said, well, we need to celebrate the fact that we like to go into the rivers and fish. So that's how it started.
Now, are you an outdoorsman to begin with?
No.
Okay.
If you count golf.
Okay. All right.
And barbecuing, yes, I'm an outdoorsman.
How have you been able to assimilate? Northern Michigan is way different than where you grew up as like a rich brat at Brother Rice High School.
Rich brat. That's good. Thank you. I was an outdoorsman at the age of 13 when I was caddying.
Oh,
for many years.
What golf course did you frequent? Was it Oakland Hills?
I was a caddy at Oakland Hills for 4.5 years. Yes, sir.
Okay. Did you meet anybody famous there?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that's a pristine club. It's one of the greatest in the country.
It is a fine establishment. Yes.
I'm looking at some of the people that are in my chat that are just getting to know you, and one person says, a gentleman in Nashville, Tennessee, Aaron, writes, I like this guy. And then he says, most of this conversation hasn't gone well for Eric.
Why should it?
What?
Is there a rule about this?
Well, I know. I think he likes that you're able to get one over on me. That you're kind of kicking my ass.
No, it's not that. This is a guy that used to, say in his opening of they called the Insane Asylum that you could kick the crap out of any sixth grader.
Right.
And I don't believe that to be true anymore.
No, sixth graders are big these days. I need to amend that down to like third grade.
Yes, I think third grader you could probably still handle.
JC, it's been a pleasure having you on for this amount of time on this podcast. I think you did very well for yourself, and I'm looking forward to having you again.
Well, thank you, Eric. Thank you for joining our esteemed organization. You have brought the bar down low enough to make me look good when I'm on the air. So this is it's all working out as planned.
The pleasure is all mine.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Hello, podcast world.
Yes. Talk to you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
There you go. That is JC. I think there's a place for him here. JC is a good man. The first time I heard JC, true story, I was up north and there was a Lions tailgate party on and they, the Lions play and they carry the games. And so JC is like, all right, we're at so-and-so bar. Come see us for the Lions tailgate party. And then the song plays. And then while the song is playing, I can hear him talking. And then it dawns on me that it's him not knowing he's on the air. The song is playing, like whatever, REO Speedwagon, and you hear him just having a conversation with people that are in the bar. And this goes on and on and on. And I'm like, what the fuck is happening here? And so I was like, this guy's a pile of shit. So fast forward to when they were setting me up in here, and there's a gentleman by the name of JJ. Everybody is like JC, JJ. And JJ comes in here, and he was describing JC, and he said that JC never uses headphones. And that would explain why that happened. Oh, God. So that happened, and then time passes, and eventually I liked the music, made friends with Ding Dong there and his lovely better half, who owns a radio station. Sure, JC, he owns like 1%, all right? And then Mrs. JC, Cheryl, she owns 99%. And she beats his ass. So after making friends with them, I started to do the Insane Asylum late nights, midnight to 2 a.m. Sunday mornings. The rest is history. Here we are. All right. Boy, that was a horrible story about that drunk driver. I don't even know why I featured that. I feel bad about even playing it. I can't believe... I need to talk to Sarah about this. God, I'm so old. I can't even navigate the phone. What a fucking idiot. Hope I'm not getting you at a bad time.
Hello.
Hey.
Hi.
So wait a minute. You said Brad's family members were there?
Yeah. Yep.
Who again? Can you explain it?
A cousin's daughter, little Ella. She witnessed the whole thing.
So Brad's cousin is younger than him?
No. It's probably like a second cousin. The cousins, the cousins.
So the
children.
the mom is at the party with her little one.
No, Grandma took her. Mom didn't go.
Okay, so the Brad's cousin wasn't there. Grandma took the kid, and the kid watched it happen.
Yep.
Holy shit! How is the kid emotionally and mentally?
Well, obviously they're pretty upset.
That's a stupid question. Yeah. That's a horrible question. Wow. My God. Yeah, you just saw everybody get smashed into by a car. How they doing? God damn it. I'm so sorry.
You're fine.
What an asshole. Yeah, so what's going on? Are they happy? Oh, no. Jesus Christ.
Should I get you their phone number?
No, forget it. No, I don't want to know those people. Oh, God, that poor bunch. So was there any comments like how the crazy bitch who did it, how she reacted, what was going on as all the chaos unfolded? Did they? Because in my mind, they yanked her out of the car and beat the fuck out of her.
Yeah, well, if I would have been there, that would have happened. But yeah, unfortunately. Yeah.
Oh. Well,
apparently, so I've been searching a lot of stuff and I've been following it, obviously. And so there's some guy on YouTube that's been investigating it and talking to neighbors and stuff. And allegedly she had soup and a glass of wine. Her tab came to like $7 at the bar, and she left Verna's Tavern at 12 p.m. that day. So where she went from there until 3 o'clock is unknown. So,
wow.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
She blew over 2.0.
Oh,
she was going so fast. That video from that house was just horrible.
Yeah, and they said that the vehicle went 25 feet in.
Yeah. Well, it was just a flimsy little building.
Yeah.
It just looked like it was sheet metal or whatever. And yeah.
Man. Jesus.
Yeah, no warning for that.
So how they doing? They doing okay?
Yeah, hey, back to school and, homework.
All right. Thank you, miss. And I just hope everything's okay. How often do you interact with these people? Is it a distant family member?
Yeah, because, obviously it's Monroe and stuff, but, it's Facebook talking. And,
yeah. All right, darling. Thank you so much. Hey,
love you forever.
Love you forever. Go. Are we going to go see our eagle again?
Yeah, just message me when you're going to go walk.
Do we have a name for that fat ass eagle?
I don't know. His beak looks familiar to some other person's nose that I know. I thought maybe we could call it Eric.
That's a great idea. All right.
Zayner.
Yeah. Hey, Zayner. Okay, thank you so much, my dear.
All right, bye.
What a stupid question. So that 8-year-old child just saw kids get smashed like bowling pins. How they doing? Jesus. I think I just called her back again. Linda says, I may need to make a road trip to investigate on behalf of Big Fraud News Network. Yeah, I don't know. You're kind of like a... Yeah, you are. You're totally an investigative reporter. Okay. Thank you to Frank Fuss for being part of the show. My Policy Shop Insurance. So if you or someone you know or love is getting ready to take advantage of Medicare, set to retire, perhaps Social Security is in their future or yours, doing this on your own is tough. There is many, many hoops to jump through and things to take care of. Have Frank Fuss help you every step of the way. Go to buyinsurancehere.com for this service, which is free, by the way. Doesn't cost you a dime. Frank is paid by insurance companies. That's how he makes his living. So he wants you so that he can put you into policies. As always, go to buyinsurancehere.com for details. From anywhere in the U.S., Frank can help you out. So doesn't matter where you are. Same can be said for the Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage. 231-332-6505. That's 231-332-6505. Reach out to Mario when you're set to make the plunge and get after a mortgage. Maybe you have one and you've been in your house for some time. You want to get some money out of it. Reach out to Mario and he can make that happen, whether you need cash for a home improvement, kids' college, or a high-interest credit card, whatever it may be. Get it out of your home, 231-332-6505. Excuse me. We've got racing this weekend at Berlin Raceway. Saturday races. Let's see here. You've got, today's the 23rd. So yes, Saturday you can get tickets for just $14. That's awesome. $14 a ticket when you buy online. Otherwise, they are more expensive. $18 if you buy them at the gate. We've got a 4 p.m. start time on Saturday. I'll be giving away tickets via the Facebook page. Parking is free. Kids 15 and under are free. You can bring in your own snacks with a cooler as long as it's a 12 by 18 cooler or smaller. You can bring in soft drinks as long as there's no glass. You cannot bring in any alcohol. You can get that there, and it's very affordably priced, too. All at Berlin Speedway, Berlin Raceway, online at berlinraceway.com. Thank you so much for being part of the show. While I'm at it, Joe Martinez just reached out and he said, "EZ, I'm coming to your house to tune up the AC." That's how it is. He just, I'm on like a schedule with him. And he just sent me, "All right, AC tune up May 6th at 11 a.m. Let me know." And then I just text him and write, "Sounds good, period." And then that's it. And then he shows up at my house. The NFK lets him in. And then he's gone like a thief in the night. If you have not gotten your AC tuned up ever, well, you're kind of rolling the dice on that deal. It's using more energy than it's supposed to. That's expensive. And it's working harder, which is diminishing the efficiency and the overall life of your AC. Call Joe Martinez from A&E Heating and Cooling, 616-516-8579 today. Heard from Pat Collins the other day. You're like, who is Pat Collins? Pat Collins is the first or second greatest general manager in the history of radio broadcasting. And a wonderful, wonderful friend. Yesterday, he wrote, "Great podcast. Sometimes one struggles to find content. When it's simply handed to you, it's the best. Stay well. Sign, Pat." I said, "Thanks, buddy. Never a dull moment." Pat is referring to all of the drama that's happened that I was forced into unwillingly concerning our pals across the street on the ultra-famous Free Beer and Hot Wings syndicated radio show. Pat was of the opinion that, look, why can't Eric talk about something? What's the problem? It's an interesting angle from someone who knows quite a bit about the personalities on that show. Now, truth be told, I'm not discussing further stuff on it, but he was referring to prior to all of the conversations that I had, the text exchange I had with the immortal Kelly Cheese. But I was getting so much shit on that. And I was like, well, look, all I said was, I think something's going on there. Something's weird. And then I made the post, is the Free Beer and Hot Wings show where marriage goes to die? And apparently it is. But God damn it, I got to get that story. I have to find out what happened there. I mean, who wouldn't want to find out? People say, oh, boy, yeah, that's private. Yeah, I know, but you'd be lying to me if you said you weren't interested in finding out what the fuck went wrong. You know? I think they're missing an opportunity, frankly. They should be talking about it. They should be talking about every one of these. They're always so hush-hush. The only reason that show is successful is because I was not hush-hush. And now they're just living off that legacy with the audience that hated me but liked them. And become this flowery, silly butt-fuck show. God damn, it's terrible. I don't know if you saw this on my Reddit page, which is so silly because for the longest time, I had 481 people subscribe to my Reddit page. And since all this bullshit, I've had 81, 91, 25 people now follow the Eric Zane subreddit. This was posted. And someone wrote, whoever this original owl is, wrote, just wanting FBHW grooming their next any old Joe. Just wanting them to start the wheel of Tommy. Wonder how many Tommy bucks he got for this picture. Now, I had forgotten what was up here because I wrote Who is this and what is going on? That's Tommy, their newest member. A listener bought him this outfit of a character named Blippy, and he wore it. I wrote, nice. He looks like he fits in nicely with that whole wacky nut hut vibe going on there. He sure does. That is cute. That is adorbs. I mean, that fits. That's wonderful. I support that for what they're trying to do. Tommy this morning received a package with a Blippy costume. Again, I don't know what the fuck that means. He's a cute kid. He's a good-looking dude. I bet you he gets tons of chicks or dudes. I don't know what his pronouns are, but yeah, you know how it is there. You got old guys that act young with young people. Nick in Houston. I get my Knicks mixed up. He says, they posted an engagement photo a little over a year ago. Things went south fast. Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea. All I know is that when I would review the shows of Who Are These Free Beers, like a light switch, one day it just, in hindsight, Kelly's husband was no longer mentioned. But I didn't think about it. I didn't hunt it down. I didn't think anything of it. It was Rebecca in here. Now, Kelly said that there will be people, and she's right, I think she's right, who are trying to reach out to me and feed me information about this, trying to convince me to speculate about it, and I won't. But I said that someone tipped me off, and that was Rebecca here. So, Rebecca, are you a double agent? Are you like good pals with Kelly's husband? You don't strike me as as that type of conniving individual. You seem like you're just like a sweet lady who happens to just live her life, and one of the handful of people who have defected from their show to mine. But I think you still listen, and that's totally cool. Again, it's excellent that this show starts at 10 because you guys can get a full day's dose of free beer and hot wings and be my ears for the nutty shenanigans that go down so you can tip me off about content that I can review for Who Are These Free Beers. Rebecca says she does not have any ill intentions. Well, that's good. Nor do I. Never, ever. That's not true at all. I'm full of bad intentions. I told Kelly that. I said, yeah, if you want to know why I'm doing this, why I pick on you guys, it's Greg. This is all his fault. Every bit of it is his fault. All right. I am going to take a break, and I will come back. And you know what? I swear to God, you know what I'm going to do in my break? I'm going to roll out my back. I can do it over there on the screen so you can see. So I'm going to go tinkle after I roll out my back because it's killing me. All right, I'm back. Oh, my God, that deal, rolling that out. So on your back, the scapula, you familiar with that? Looks like a plate. It's part of your shoulder. Right on that is where, when that ball that I'm rolling out my back with, it kind of just goes over that, and I'm putting a lot of pressure on it. God damn. Oh. But it's exactly what I need. Holy shit. But it's kind of like a torture device. The amount of pressure I'm putting on it, I don't know if it's enough. I need someone, like if we could get one of the former Zaniacs, like what's that one chick's name? Marcy Vanderploeg. She's super fluffy. And if I could get her to maybe, we could attach a pole to this somehow and then put like a bed on top of it that she could lay on. Somehow it would just obliterate that entire. I just have the urge to really just kind of grind it out. That would actually kill me though, because then the ball would go through my back and come out my chest like that fucking alien in the movie Aliens. Jesus. But holy shit. It is, it's life-changing. I feel like something amazing is happening to me. So our old pal Bender Bones, remember Bender? Bender is getting set to speak at the Ottawa County board meeting tonight. Bender Bones from the Satanic Temple, West Michigan. He's going to provide the invocation. This all started when Ottawa County declared they were a constitutional county, which somehow opened the door from anyone with any religious background to do this invocation thing legally. Let's get into it. They, in a nice 2-minute piece or so, covered it on our local TV station, Wood TV8, and Bender is featured in it.
Board meeting tonight with a message from a group of atheists.
Yeah, a minister from the Satanic Temple of West Michigan will give the invocation tonight. All right, David Horrick has been following this for us this morning. He's live from West Olive, where we expect to see large crowds gathering. David, what can we expect?
Teresa and Donovan, a lot of people are not happy with this turn of events. It's actually, the first time that we've ever heard of a satanist giving an invocation before an official gathering of.
I think he's kind of in the weeds here. Satanists? They would hate that, by the way. They don't like to be known as Satanists because they're not. They'll explain.
The first time that we've ever heard of a satanist giving an invocation before an official gathering of a government body, at least in West Michigan. But the member told us that there's nothing for anyone to fear from him or their religion.
So our invocation is mostly just a call to act with benevolence and empathy to basically come together and make decisions that benefit all, and to dispel superstition and supernatural ideas that might block us from making decisions that truly benefit the most people.
This might sound a little confusing, but the Church of Satan, the Satanic Temple, that is, does not actually worship Satan. They actually do not, they're largely atheists. They don't believe in God, Satan, or any deity for that matter. Now, Bones filed to give the invocation to make the point that the board cannot favor one religion over another. Matter of fact, a lawyer who advocates for the separation of church and state told us that if the board does not want a satanist to give an invocation, there is one option for them on the table.
The county can.
First of all, he keeps saying satanist. It's Satanist. Second of all, the Satanic Temple of West Michigan does not like to be referred to as Satanists. Satanists are people who worship Satan. David Horrick is fucking this whole thing up.
Who advocates for the satanist to give an invocation, there is one option for them on the table.
The county can also drop prayers and invocations altogether and just get down to business and either do a moment of silence or do prayer or worship on your own time. That's what our members most appreciate. But if they're going to offer a prayer, they can't exclude an organization or one religion because of who they are.
That invocation is scheduled to begin at 6:30 tonight. And if you're wondering how this came about in the first place, the door was open to this chain of events from a change in board policy that we will explain to you coming up in the next half hour. But for now, we're live in West Olive. David Horrick.
Jesus Christ, shut up.
Serving West
That was
Michigan
horrible.
Since 1960.
As soon as they made it a constitutional county, that opened up the door. That's what this dumb fuck is having a hard time saying. The Episcopalians who love the gays, they wanted to do the invocation. And it was ignored by Ottawa County. And so the guy sent another note saying, hey, I'm with the Episcopalian Church. We love the gays. Can we do the invocation? And they were ignored again and again and again. The guy who runs that church sent a note in the mail, said, hey, can I do the invocation? They ignored the kid. All right. And so that failed. And then the guy said, all right, I'm suing you. And they go, all right, you can do the invocation. And then they went ahead and said, and anybody who wants to do the invocation can sign up and you can do the invocation. So Bender goes, well, fuck you. I'm with the Satanic Temple of West Michigan. I'm going to sign up. Eric Zane Show podcast. Who is this?
This is Mike.
Hey, Mike, how are you?
Good. Is Joe Marie around?
Oh, no, she's in the studio, buddy. This is Eric. I'm not in the studio right now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll call that then.
Why? Were you requesting a song?
No, I need to talk to her.
All right, buddy. Thank you. Good luck.
Yeah, bye.
See ya. All right. I thought that was Bender calling me back. But by the way, I just texted Bender. I said, call me, goddammit. Or I sent him an email. I don't have his number. So there is one of these, what do you call it? Commissioners is pretty pissed off about it. And the thing about it is it's this dude, Jacob Bonema, who won under the flag of Ottawa Impact. But then after he realized that they're crazy, he said, I'm not with you anymore. So he's not part of Ottawa Impact anymore, but he is fully against the Satanic Temple of West Michigan, given the invocation. And the point was, the reason why Satanic Temple of West Michigan is doing this is to show that this is what you get when you merge religion with government. And that's been his point all along. This is not a place to bring in religion. And though they are known as Satanic Temple of West Michigan, they have nothing to do with Satan, but that doesn't matter because the idiots where I live think that these guys are like worshiping Satan, but couldn't be further from the truth. Jacob Bonema says that he and other commissioners voted against the changes to become a constitutional county. We knew changing to that would invite a simple sign-up sheet for invocation as ill-conceived. So this dude knew that this was going to happen. The decision grabbed Bender Bones' attention to do what he's doing right now. So this is just great. The pearl clutching that will be going on when Bender is giving that speech, because we have so many of these right-wing wackos who want like religion to be, well, they want Christianity with how they govern the county, and you get this dude coming up there and saying, hey, holy shit. In fact, I need to get that clip from a year ago when Bender spoke. Bender Bones speaks Ottawa County. I know Neil's having a dream. Okay, this is that moment. I've played it before, but it's worth checking out again. Mm-hmm.
My turn already. Wow. It's just getting comfy.
Just getting comfy.
Good evening. My name is Bender Bones.
Oops. Sorry.
And my pronouns are he, him. I am an ordained minister of the Satanic Temple, and I am here to speak on...
By the way, chick here in the sweater, she thinks he's hot, and then she freaks out when she realizes he's from the Satanic Temple.
My turn already.
So keep an eye on her and this chick on the end with the Karen wearing these orange or salmon colored top.
Wow. It's just getting comfy. Good evening. My name is Bender Bones, and my pronouns are he, him. I am an ordained minister of the Satanic Temple, and I am here to speak on behalf of the Satanic Temple of West Michigan, which includes our members and ministers living within Ottawa County. In regards to the Constitutional County Resolution, I want to thank the County Board and the Ottawa Impact Organization for their declaration of intent to uphold the values enshrined in our Constitution. Our constitutional rights are our most cherished assets as United States citizens, and even more so as Satanists. The First Amendment states that Congress shall make no law respecting the establishment of religion, nor restrict the free exercise thereof. This establishment clause is the driving force for freedom of religion in the United States and the greatest restraint for the encroachment of theocracy. The West Michigan congregation of the Satanic Temple applauds this commission for its commitment to upholding the religious freedoms for all. Our religious values include bodily autonomy, acting with compassion and empathy, and embracing pluralism. These values are core to our deeply held beliefs as Satanists, and we are always pleased to see these values upheld by governments at all levels.
He told me he wasn't a Satanist, but he's using that term here.
I observe that these city commission meetings begin with prayers and invocations. I am pleased that by swearing this oath to uphold these freedoms, it opens the door to make Ottawa County a place where Satanism will grow and thrive. As a sign of support, the Satanic Temple of West Michigan would like to begin the process of becoming involved with opening prayers at these meetings. The Satanic Temple of West Michigan is also excited to celebrate the holidays with the residents of Ottawa County, as we are always looking forward to opportunities where our goat display would be a fitting representation for the Satanic community. And we will always be looking out for opportunities for Satanism and other religious groups to work together to build up a stronger and more diverse community. In closing, I want to thank everyone in support of the Constitutional County Resolution for strengthening the rights and freedoms of Satanists of the Satanic Temple, West Michigan. I am proud to know that Ottawa County will become a stronghold for Satanists of all type. And I am looking forward to seeing what the Satanic Temple of West Michigan and the municipalities of Ottawa County can do when we work together under the banner of religious freedom. Hail Ottawa County and hail Satan. Thank you.
I mean, come on. Game, set, match. I talked to Bender once on this show, shortly thereafter. And then I ran into him at the Pride Parade. And he's got that fucking goat display. And he's like the high priest, you know? And then people are on their knees all around the goat going, and he's like saying some shit. I don't know what the fuck he's saying, but it's all a goddamn gag. But I don't know if the people who are bending on their knees praying to the goat display, I don't know if they're in on the gag. I think they're actually wanting to suck Satan's dick or something like that. I'm not sure. I'm telling you, I cannot wait till that Pride Parade or that Pride Festival. You have got to get down there with me. I got to get my shirt that says free dad hugs, because that's what you do, because like 90% of those gay guys and chicks have been kicked out of their houses by their fucked up parents. So that what you do is you go give like free hugs. You know, and I'll have my like rainbow hat on and my rainbow suspenders. I'll get to see Bender, get to see him over there. And I got to interview somebody who wears one of those dog masks I was telling you about. I was talking with Madison, my lesbian daughter. And I said to her, I go, I got to interview those people. She goes, oh, they're weird. I go, you do not say they're weird. You cannot be all about like equality and non-judgmental behaviors and suggest that some guy wearing a dog mask being led around by a choker by another dude is weird. You can't do that. Maize and Blue says, I don't think it's a gag. Well, I'm just telling you what they told me. They don't seem to be They don't seem to be ones that would want to lie. And even if they weren't, even if they were actually praying to Satan, who gives a fuck? Maureen says, I love Bender so much. He's fantastic. Cole says, welcome to our church, the Church of Trolling. Patrick says, good evening. My name is Bender Bones, and my pronouns are he, him. I'm going to start introducing myself like that. Bob says, my son's school just recently went through this with the Satanic Temple over religious clubs using school grounds for after-school activities. I ran into somebody the other day, and I know for a fact there's an identity thing going on. So I noticed that the people that interact with this person are referring to the person as a she. And I'm pretty sure, just by my observations, that the pronouns there are not appropriate. I've known this person for 5 minutes. I got a moment when it was just me and that person, and I said, so I hope you don't mind me asking you this, and I don't even know if it's appropriate, but how should I refer to you? What are your pronouns? And I hope it's respectful that I ask you that. This person says, it is, thank you, they, them. And I said, very good. Now I know. And then I said, I have someone very close to me who was a they, them, and is now a he, him, but was born a she, her. And then this person, known as they, them, said, I hope to be a he, him. And I go, well, fuck yes. Well, if you do, because this person was born a she, her, and is now a they, them, but will be a he, him if things work out. I said, I got just the person for you. I got a he, him that was a she, her like you. And in between was a they, them. So when you're really thinking about going into the he, him world, let me know. I'll introduce you. Maize and Blue 27 says you lost me. At what point? Because I don't want to go over it all again. You see, you got to be willing to think in a different way. And that is my mantra. I have always not been set in my ways. If I were set in my ways, we would have a lot less interesting of a show. Okay? You cannot be set in your ways. You have to be willing to change. I don't know if I mentioned this to you. Chris says former Zaniacs just logged off their sock puppet accounts listening to this. I don't know if I mentioned this, but I ran into, when I was at Bosco's, speaking of set in ways, I hope I didn't mention this yet. Let me know if you've heard this story. It just happened. God, I feel like I've told you. Anyway. Doug and Dougie's uncle is there. He's an older guy. Really old. I see him there sitting at the bar. I go, how you doing? And his name is Uncle Chuck. I go, you must be Chuck. You must be Uncle Chuck. Huh? You're Uncle Chuck. Yeah. I go, you're his uncle. Uh-huh. And you're his great uncle. That's right. I go, so does that mean his mom? He goes, my sister. I go, okay. I got you. He goes, what's your name? He's got a Trump hat on. Seriously, he's got a Trump hat on. The brim of the hat is the flag, and then it's camo with Trump. He goes, "What's your name?" I go, "Eric." He goes, "Nice to meet you, Gary." I go, "Nice to meet you, too. By the way, that's now my name at the goddamn restaurant, Gary, because of Uncle Chuck." And I was just getting ready to bug out at that point. I go, "Well, Gary, I've seen you here before. It's nice to meet you." "Nice to meet you, too. But I got to go." "Huh? I'm leaving. I've worked enough, and I'm punching out." He goes, "What are you going to do?" I go, "I'm going to go home, and I'm going to go to bed." And he goes, "Okay. You say your prayers." Now, when you're old like this, you can get away with talking to people like that. "You say your prayers." And I go, "I will." And he goes, "And you know what else you got to do?" I go, "What's that, Chuck?" And he points to the hat, and he goes, "You got to vote for this guy. And you will, or I'm going to give you a left, and I'm going to give you a right." I go, "Wow, good to know." So I didn't commit. I just said, "Okay. Yeah, I can feel you. I feel you, Chuck." And then I went back and I told the boys, I go, "Uncle Chuck just told me that I'm going to vote for him, or he's going to give me a left and give me a right." Stevie says fucking boomers. I think he might not be a boomer. What's before boomer? I mean, he's that old. I mean, Doug's old. God damn, was that sweet. I don't think I told you that story. I had it written down to tell you, and I don't think I told you. Shit. All right. Where are we going now? We talked about Bender. We talked about crazy accident that Sarah's family members were at, or Sarah's husband's family members were at. And I asked the question, how's everybody doing 2 days after kids were slaughtered? What an asshole. Okay, right around where I live, this poor family had a loved one, some 25-year-old dude, 3 kids. And in February, late February, he passed. He was only 25 years old. I don't know how he passed. It doesn't matter. But he passed. And so the family, they went, and you can do this. You can have, after there's a cremation, you can take some of the remains and put them into like a locket that's into a piece of jewelry. You can make something spectacular, and then you have it with you forever. The NFK, he's got a locket with the other half of the Doobie Brothers, Dave, around his neck. This sweet family, they have the jewelry, and then they have it somehow. For some reason, it was in someone's car. I don't know if they were transporting it after they had just gotten it from the manufacturer who does stuff like this. And then there was more than one of these. And then, like, they turn their back, and then some jackass reaches into the car and steals them. That's gone. Oh, my God. They're devastated.
Parents mourn the loss of their son. They say their pain is being exacerbated after their tribute to their late son was stolen from them.
News 8's Byron Tollefson talked.
If I had them on the phone, I'd ask them, how are you feeling?
Talked with his father about what happened, Byron.
Brian and Sue, the family says irreplaceable pieces of their son are gone, and they just want them back. No questions asked.
Just 2 months after losing their son, Jason McFall's parents say their hearts are being torn open once again.
It recently happened, and so this is kind of, this is reopening the wounds that have not gone away yet.
Jason, a father of 3, passed away in late February after a battle with depression. He was just 25.
It was tough, when Jason passed away, because he left 3 kids behind, a 3-year-old son, a 2-year-old daughter, and a 6-month-old son.
Jesus.
Last week, his parents, Rodney and Barbara, took his cremated remains and put the ashes in 11 different necklaces, crosses, and fishing urns.
Which is the reason why some of the trinkets were fishing hooks, because his favorite pastime was fishing.
They planned on sending the tribute to Jason's children, a physical piece to remember him by.
The only thing that his kids have left, of him, this little piece of his body, this is it. This is all they'll have left other than the memories.
Rodney got them last Thursday and left them inside his truck overnight at a hotel north of Grand Rapids. When Rodney came back the next morning, they were gone.
There's a faulty lock on the tour, and there's only one lock on the darn truck that won't lock with the button, and that's the one that they went in. There was stuff.
No offense, Rodney, but fucking A. That's something so important you don't leave it alone, Rodney, you dumb butt fuck.
All over the seat, and they'd gone in through the truck and took everything out.
Rodney says all 11 trinkets inside a bag with funeral home paperwork were stolen. Police have warned that car break-ins are on the rise around Kent County. In this case, leaving Rodney without a piece of his son.
That's sacred to us. That's his body.
After News 8 talked to Rodney Monday morning, he says he got a call from the funeral home director in the afternoon saying someone left 4 of the 11 trinkets nearby at the Hampton Inn off Alpine Avenue in Walker. The family says they are damaged. The last 7 trinkets are still missing.
That's trinkets.
Rodney hopes whoever took them returns them or leaves them at the Grand Rapids Police Department.
It's devastating that this happened because this is all we have left of our son.
God
if you know anything, contact Grand Rapids or Walker Police.
What the fuck is wrong with people? I don't know if I can handle this many assholes for the asshole of the day. Stealing dead guy necklaces. I mean, where does this end? Ryan writes, cops are always warning people to keep the doors locked and don't leave valuable items. Thieves are looking for electronics and cremains. Idiot. Cole says, lost the battle with depression. Suicide. Yeah, I heard that too. I assume you're right. Cole says, lock the fucking doors, you piece of shit. Better yet, don't leave shit in your car overnight. You're not helping matters. That poor old bastard feels bad as it is. Excuse me, cops. I stole this out of a car. Could you give it back to the dipshit dad? He said no questions asked, so see you later. Kenny writes, relatable to this, something crazy to do with your dead loved ones I saw yesterday online. See subject line of email I sent to you for now if you want or later. It's crazy. Thank you, but you only need to write that in the email. I love you, but you don't need to write it there. Because this is for what we're talking about now. That's what this is reserved for. Now, I want you to count on your hands, on your fingers, and then take off your shoes and socks and count on your toes how many times we've had this conversation. If it feels like we've talked about this before, you're probably right. We have. Aram writes, did I miss the subject title about hygiene? If so, I can go back. No, I've got it right here for you. I did forget it, so I'm glad you reminded me. I think our beloved NFK is getting in the habit of not showering again. because I can't tell you when the last time he had one. I'm here all hours of the day. And usually he takes them in the morning. So I don't know what the fuck is going on. I guess it's possible he could be taking a shower. And the time that we're not here, possible. But I'm a little concerned. Because he has a tendency to let it slip a little bit each time. So, like, for example, when he shit his pants in the suit pants at Men's Warehouse, that's when I brought up about, I actually had to have a conversation about it's not okay to simply empty your bowels and then get up and walk back and sit down and not actually clean things up. I actually had to have that lecture. That's not a good thing. And I also insisted that he wear underwear. Well, the underwear is now out the window. He does not wear underwear anymore. It's just pants. This might be Bender. Eric Zane Show Podcast. Hello, who is this?
Hey, this is Bender Bones. How's it going?
Now I'm live, Bender.
Yeah,
right
that's what
now.
I figured.
Yeah, that's why I sent.
To say hi.
Yeah, that's why I sent you that email. I was hoping I'd hear from you. Everybody's excited about you and your big adventure today.
Yeah, today's the day. It's happening. So, yeah, my people were really excited, and yeah, we're just getting the final touches in and organizing people on my end. So, thank you everybody who's supportive and excited to see this.
I just played the audio from when you made your first appearance at the county commission meeting. That was a big day, and now it's come to this. This has been textbook. This has been fantastic. A display of rights and what's right and wrong in the world. I can't stress enough how fantastic this is, considering all the things that have happened in Ottawa County.
Yeah, it's honestly, it happened on a timeline even people in TST West Michigan couldn't really predict, and we're really happy with how that's turned out.
There's been a lot of talk about the organization Satanic Temple of West Michigan. And it seems like what they say now is everyone is quick to point out, hey, these people don't worship Satan. They're mostly atheists. And can you put a finer point on that then as to what's going on there?
So we are non-theistic, so atheists essentially, and we use the symbol and iconography of the character of Lucifer and Satan from the Bible and other various works of fiction such as Paradise Lost and the Revolt of the Angels, where Satan is portrayed as a character who rebels against arbitrary tyrannical authority. So we use the Lucifer Satan character kind of as a metaphor for how people like myself choose to fight against tyrannical authority.
Okay, now that could have been any character in the same text that you mentioned. That could have been, just pick one. But Satan is the one that obviously most people would be aware of, I'm guessing. Is that why?
Yeah, I mean, if this were the I Love Puppies Club, would you have me on your radio show right now?
No. It wouldn't make any. And you've focused on, and you've talked about how things like body autonomy is very, very important to you. And there's a number of other things that are very important that you probably know like the back of your hand that I don't, that you believe in. And that's kind of the other side of this. This is what you're trying to impress upon people.
Yes. Well, we use a lot of shocking imagery, and there is a little bit of shock tactic in how we promote ourselves and how we present ourselves. We do have very deeply held beliefs and values that we like to demonstrate, as in what we will be doing today in Ottawa County, is a demonstration of our deeply held beliefs of religious plurality. So this is a true expression of who we are and what we believe in and what we're striving for as a community.
Now, I know what I know what page you're on, but the people that are there, a good portion of them, they aren't, and they think that you are there to promote evil. And that is a problem for them. Is that a concern as you actually go into the chambers?
So, yeah, we've taken a lot of security precautions on our end, so we're ready. TST is no stranger to protests and people who organize against us. So we do have protocols, we have precautions, and we're taking our own procedures on our end. But people who don't really understand us, it's at this point really on their end, because myself and TST in general is very transparent about who we are, what we stand for, what we do. I mean, like we enjoy getting in the news and getting attention for these kind of things because they stoke these kind of conversations and they make people really talk about what religious freedom actually means. So we're transparent and open about what we're doing. So if people fail to understand that, they sort of do so at their own peril, unfortunately.
This all kind of came about when the idea of Ottawa County being a constitutional county was made evident. You spoke, and then the person from the Episcopalian Church, you probably know that person, I'm guessing, because it wasn't that different, because he wanted to do the invocation and then ended up suing the county over this. Has that factored into any of what you're doing right now?
So Reverend Kramer, I have been introduced to Reverend Kramer, so we do have the ability to communicate, but we've never really talked on any sort of deep level, especially regarding anything lawsuit or invocation wise, just friendly hellos, essentially.
Gotcha.
But we saw what was going on with that lawsuit, and we just kind of wanted to hold off and see what was becoming of that. And then through that process, Ottawa County released their new basically policy for how they are selecting invocation speakers. And TST West Michigan, our Ottawa County resident, just put in an application and was selected and just went through the process just as any other church or religious organization would.
Do you think that in their wisdom to make things the way they are right now in Ottawa County, do you think they're happy? Do you think they care? How do you think they feel about all this?
I think they are aware. For better or for worse, I think the people of Ottawa County are now more than ever aware of what's happening and how the people's voice really matters and can make a difference, and that people do need to speak up when it comes to how our local governments are being run. I think people now are awake to that in a way that they weren't in Ottawa County, and I think that's substantial. And
I think that answers my next question too, why you are doing this, and I think that's the reason why.
It is truly because we are a religious community who does want to express that we're here and that we do stand. That rings true no matter what. And, we do have residents in Ottawa County who are excited to be a part of this. So that is first and foremost the most important thing. But yes, as a happy side effect, we do also get to raise awareness for these kind of ideas and thoughts.
When you're having meetings and stuff like that, is there anyone there who shows up and says, "Hey, I really want to worship Satan"? And do you have to kind of, how does that work if someone thinks that you're there to actually worship Satan?
It's pretty common to get people who misunderstand what we're about and what our philosophy really is. It's really something where it can be as simple as just telling people hey, you have the wrong group. Here's our website. You can learn about us and what our beliefs are through here if you want. Or, in some cases, people are in need of a little bit more professional help, and we encourage people to get the mental health resources that they require.
So Mrs. Zane and myself will be giving out free mom and dad hugs at Pride this year. Will I be seeing you and the crew this year?
Oh, you'll be hugging me and the crew this year.
Oh, my God. Yes, I can't wait. I can't wait.
Looking forward to it.
All right. I'm gonna give you a big sloppy hug, Bender.
Oh, make it sweaty. Wait for the end of the day.
All right. Take care of yourself. Keep your head on a swivel. Those fuckers are crazy, and I don't want anything coming. You need to be protected, my friend.
Oh, we'll be good. We got good people, so we're looking forward to it. Thank you so much for having me and the support.
All right,
nice
Bender.
talking to you again.
You know I got your back. Take care.
Hell yeah.
All right,
love
buddy.
you, Eric.
See
All
you,
right.
man. Love you too.
Hail yourself.
Indeed. Hail myself. Here we go. Hail yourself. Bender. Sarah says, bend my bones. Well, yeah, he's a handsome devil. You know how much tail or dick he gets? Oh, my God. Maureen says we need to go to Pride together. When is it? Do we know? I don't know. Just look it up. The whole weekend. Yeah. Even some of you gay haters. I know there's a few of you who hate the gays. You got to get over that shit. You got to show up there and gay out. Okay? You're an ally. If you are on this show, you are an ally of the gays. I am. I said to Madison, I go, I'm one of the gays. She goes, you cannot be one of the gays. You're not gay. I go, I'm a little gay. I think there is some degree of gayness to me. You know? But that is my sweet. And she laughs because I go, hey, how are things in homosexual land? Or how is it being a lesbian? Just, you can't talk like that. I go, I know. I'm just giving you shit because I'm your dad. You know I love you. Like I give a shit. Is it possible to get a recording of his prayer? Can't wait to see the people there freak out. Oh, I'll be all over it. You can be rest assured we'll be talking about this tomorrow on this show. Mason Blue says, you do want to suck a big black dick, EZ, so that's a little gay. I did not say that I want to do that. That's what Andrea said she wanted me to do.
You suck a big black dick because I know you want to, Eric.
She makes it seem like that's a pejorative, like there's something wrong with that. That's the level of brain activity that's the world that Andrea lives in. Go suck a big black dick because you know you want to, Eric.
You suck a big black dick because I know you want to, Eric.
What a sweet talker. Voice of an angel. Go suck a big black dick because you know you want to, Eric. Stupid bitch. All right. I need to wrap this show up. I've got a little bit of work left to do. It's time to get rich. I want you to go to Impact Power Sports and buy something. Okay? Like today. I want you to go up to 14 Mile Road in Rockford, Michigan and go to Impact Power Sports and buy an ATV, a side-by-side, a UTV. Have you seen those e-bikes? Everybody's got an e-bike. Those are the ones where, like, my neighbor, my 71-year-old neighbor, gets on the thing and does, like, 3 revolutions, pedals 3 revolutions, and is doing 80 miles an hour. What's the point? Get a goddamn scooter. What's the point that your legs are moving? Anyway, you can get one of those at Impact Power Sports. Online at impactpowersportsmi.com. Green Medicine Shop. If you're 18 to 21, you can smoke pot legally in Michigan if you get a med card. Otherwise, you got to wait till you're over 21 to smoke recreational cannabis. But this is the med card loophole. So, in theory, well, not in theory, it's the law. You can get your med card if you're 18 to 21 in Michigan and then go to Green Medicine Shop and buy the best cannabis from the best growers in the great state of Michigan. Medicinal cannabis, less yeast, less mold, not as harsh of a draw when you smoke it. You can get your med card very easily at thegreenmedicineshop.com. 18 and over, it's going to cost you $90. But when you get the med card through that website, you get a $100 in-store credit, so you make money. The Green Medicine Shop, Greenville. So you head up there, get your 2.5 ounces, drive home. I don't know how fucking long it takes you to smoke 2.5 ounces. I think that might take a while. I don't know anything about smoking pot. They got all sorts of amazing edibles there, if that's your thing. CBD products, you name it. Buy your cannabis at the Green Medicine Shop. Dale, /Dale, is taking appointments for superior cleaning and power washing. You can power wash the house. 'Tis the season. 231-740-4098 for superior cleaning and power washing. 231-740-4098. We've got Blue Frost IT. That is the managed IT service provider for this podcast. Online at bluefrostit.com. Oops. If you have any problems with your tech, they can help you out at Blue Frost IT. And then the Vouch Store. Gotta love the Vouch Store. You go to vouch.store/Eric Zane and check out the products for sale there. It merges creators with small business. So the percussion gun massager, you can get that. Either the big one or the little one. You can get Camp Craft cocktails, Split Rock coffee, whole bean or ground. The toothbrush. Check out the toothbrush. It's just $8. Not to mention various, I shouldn't say upper end, but they're high quality dog products, supplements, dog food, yak sticks, things that your dog loves. All at vouch.store/Eric Zane. Okay. Who is our asshole of the day? While you come up with that, Patrick asks, is that drop the last correspondence you had with Andrea?
Dick, because I know you want to hear it.
Yes, that is. That was the last time we spoke. When she thought she had, like, the big smoking gun. After those stalkers hunted me down with a Freedom of Information Act request. All right, we covered this story a little bit more today than I did yesterday. But it kind of bleeds on over. The drunk grandma, again, has to be the asshole of the day. That bitch needs to die. I would feel so bad if I killed a bunch of kids because I was drunk, that I would, without a doubt, take my own life, or actually ask them if they wanted to take my life. Like I would... it'd be like Hunger Games. I volunteer in tribute. That's it. Show's done. Have a good one. Patreon is coming up a little bit later on, and I'll be at Bosco's tonight. Thank you for being here. Till next time. Bye-bye.